weekend, and I'm gonna hook up with one of my best friends. She was my best friend in Delaware when we lived there, Jackie O. I will not use her last name. But I have not seen my girl in about 6 years, so, which is crazy because I live 100 miles south of Wilmington. But if you've known me in Virginia, you know my life has been completely out of hand. So I'm just taking this morning, we're gonna meet at a farm that I picked that has a restaurant. They said they have 10,000 square feet of vegetables and produce and also animal products. They raise everything there on the farm. And while that makes me sad and it sucks that it exists at all, I would rather give my money to a farm, like a farming family that's also growing tons of vegetables. And I know it's hard for them, for anyone choosing that route that's not a commercial grower, smothered in Roundup. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my only real form of power, which is money, in this cause anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll take photos and I'm sure I will leave with a carload of vegetables. But I'm really looking forward to seeing her. Everything with the move is on track and coming fast and furious. We are gonna be there before we know it. So I'm getting packed up. We did our pack out survey. The condo's getting ready to rent. Cars are getting serviced and detailed and ready to sell, and I'm just gonna enjoy my drive. We really live in wine and horse country, and this is it's absolutely gorgeous here. So these are little drives and things I'm gonna miss when I'm laying in the sand. So we'll see you at the farm. Okay, so what is better when you're like on a little road trip and you put on Lithium on Sirius XM channel 34 and they do like a run of 5 Sublime songs in a row? What could be better? Nothing. One of the things I will miss about the States that I always miss every time we move is driving really fast in my fast car on perfect highways. Like, it's awesome to just put the pedal down in your Jetta, and just let it go. It's like awesome. There's no potholes, well, no hands, all good. I will miss that because the next 4 years you're going to be driving 25 miles an hour, cruising around the interior of a pothole, just beating the ever-loving shit out of our car. There's a big payoff for that, of course. But the roads of America are like awesome. And number 2, I was just again listening to Lithium, and Third Eye Blind is going on a 20-year commemorative tour of that first album. Okay, here's the question too. Like the other day, my husband asked me, like randomly out of the universe, what happened to Jacob Dylan of the Wallflowers? Where did they go? 6th Avenue Heartache was just playing on here, and like, would you just stop playing music if you were Bob Dylan's kid? You would just probably have enough money. Anyway, if anyone knows what happened to the Wallflowers, let me know. Okay, how is it that I'm going 80 miles an hour in the middle lane and I've got a chick up my ass in her pajamas in her car talking on the phone? I swear to God, I swear, I can't even. I don't know exactly what happened, but I went to bed last night and it was 72 degrees and I had the windows open, and I woke up this morning and it is 35 degrees in my car and snowing. So it's awesome. Yesterday, feeling a little sad about leaving Virginia today. not so sad, I gotta say. I'm gonna give you guys my best soup hack. I just need to pick up some potatoes, which are my best friend. But I'm gonna show you the best, fastest way. We're gonna use the Instant Pot. You're gonna have soup in just minutes that is awesome and delicious. So it's time to make some soup, finally. So what we're gonna use, this is from the kosher section of almost every grocery store I've ever been into. It's called Manischewitz or Manischewitz. I'm not sure. Someone Jewish help me. It's the split pea they have, which is just my favorite kind of soup, but they also have lentil, which I do have one here, of course. The split pea, if you were just to make this, it would be like, it's a very small grain, just like little yellow and green split peas. It would be like a puree, and it would be outrageously salty. The spice pack that comes in it has 860 milligrams of salt per serving. There's 4 servings. That's like at least 3,300 milligrams of sodium, which I would, I don't like. I like being able to take my wedding ring off. I think I'll go ahead and keep doing that by not eating that spice pack. But also, I'm not two, right? And I can salt my own food. And I think it's really important as we're cooking our own food. The salt will be more reactive on your tongue if you put it on the food after it's cooked and let the salt sort of lay on the top of your food. It doesn't need to be in the food, and you can get away with a lot less salt, a lot less high blood pressure that way, right? So I'm gonna peel and dice up into little naked square chunks these 2 potatoes. To go in, half a bag of frozen peas, which are just frozen. I'm not doing anything else to them. And then this sad bag of 4 baby carrots left. I don't know what happened. Like, how did these guys get left behind? I feel like we're just gonna adopt them right into the soup. And about 3 cups of hot water will go in, and then we're gonna get working with the Instant Pot. I'm gonna give you just a quick demo. I think so many of my friends have bought an Instant Pot since I started obsessing over mine. I am just excited to share all the things. I mean, I can make anything in that bad boy. So today we're just gonna make the soup. It takes 6 minutes. That is it. This is so easy and so fast, and you look like a rock star. So here we go. This is the glorious Instant Pot. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the soup mix in there. This is what one-handed 3,500 milligrams of sodium looks like. We're not doing that. I've got 2.5 cups probably of those diced potatoes. Potatoes are life, dude. Do not, if anyone has told you any time in the last bit of your life not to eat potatoes because they're carbs or they're white or some shit, just, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm just telling you. We'll get in more into that later, but I got a lot to say about that. There go the peas, and then here are the carrots. I had to chop them a little bit smaller than the potatoes because they take longer to cook, they're harder, and they just need a little bit of love. All right, and then we're gonna pop 2 cups of water. We'll see, that might not be right. Oh, but it is. Looking good. Okay, so everyone's in the pool. It's all good. And then here we go, Instant Pot. The lid goes on, and listen for it. Best sound in the world that's ever been created. The lid is locked on, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pressure cooking knob to ceiling, which is facing backward. As the pressure builds in the Instant Pot, when it has come to pressure, this little silver thing is going to pop up. On the front, we are going to set this to manual for 6 minutes. Obviously, the last thing I made was this soup. So the pressure will build in the pot, and then the 6 minutes will begin counting down. And it's going to start building pressure. It'll turn on at 6 minutes once the pot has come to pressure and that silver piece is up, and then it will count backwards from 6 and then let me know when it's done. So one of my favorite ways to spice things is to make these little concoctions, which I don't even know what to call them, but I learned how to do this in Barbados when we lived there last time because we didn't have cilantro very often, or coriander, whatever you want to call it. Actually, in Barbados, they call it shallow benny. I don't know why. But a lot of times you could get dried cilantro, and I would reconstitute it in these little ramekins full of water, and it was amazing. You actually do wind up with cilantro. It's really intense because I think that maybe the drying process intensifies the flavor or something. I don't know. But that's when I started doing this, and now, like, this is how I'm going to flavor or season the soup today. I have the ramekin and I filled it with water. I put in 1 a little under a teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon, which is a lot less salt. It's 700 milligrams per teaspoon, and I put under that. So there'll only be about 600 milligrams in the whole pot of soup, but it's very effective and it tastes really good. I put about a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder because I love garlic. I put about a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and they're in the water reconstituting so that they'll plump up and you'll have like little peppers. It's really good. And then I put about 6 drops of liquid smoke in to give it that that old bacon feeling, but without the pigs. So that's just sitting in a ramekin. Once we open up the soup pot, I'll pour this in and pull it through. Okay, so the Instant Pot just stopped, and once the 6 minutes counted down, you get those 10 beeps, and then this is going to show you how long you let the Instant Pot go after cooking. Like, sometimes I'll come down and it'll be on like an hour and 20 minutes after I got done cooking. And this is the difference between a pressure cooker and an Instant Pot. Not only is the Instant Pot also a rice cooker, a steamer, a slow cooker, and a sauté pan, but you don't have to monitor it. I've used pressure cookers ever since I became a vegetarian 6 years ago, and then, vegan, whatever. I bought like a $20 pressure cooker, and I used it all the time to make beans, but you have to babysit it on the stove, and you have to adjust the heat and make sure the rocker is going at a steady pace, and you have to be there to turn it off. Like the Instant Pot, you could have made this soup in under 5 minutes before you leave for work and just turn the warming feature off so that it doesn't, dissipate the liquid in the pan all day. But you could go to work all day and then just come home and you have killer split pea soup. At the end of the cooking time, you can either let the pressure release naturally in just a few minutes, like this silver button would fall on its own, and then you would be able to open the lid. Right now it's still under pressure and I can't move it in any way, shape, or form. It's completely safe to use, but I am going to release the pressure because I'm super hungry and I'm a very impatient Instant Pot person. So unless it's rice, I usually just let it go. So it's going to be loud. Just give it 1 second. I'm going to pull it forward and you're going to see a lot of steam and hear a lot of noise. You can tell I put your hand right. You want to always open the lid away from your face and certainly away from your camera to make sure you don't get any steam or get any burns. And then here it is. And I'm just going to smush it down. Yeah, baby. Turn it around in there. Uh-oh. Video. So pretty. The peas are way cooked. So you can just kind of mash it with the back of your spatula and it will turn it a little more creamy. If you have an immersion blender and you want it really creamy, you can just stick the stick blender right in there. You could blend part of it or a couple spoonfuls like this into your Vitamix and make a, or blend any blender, I'm Vitamix prejudiced, but, and make a more, thicker, sort of creamier traditional split pea. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pour my little spice concoction in there. The liquid smoke smells amazing. I am about ready for lunch, that is for sure. There it is. I'll take one final photo in a bowl for Instagram and we'll be all done. So thanks for joining me on my little adventure. I don't know if the videos will always be this long and involved, but I had fun making it. And if you liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my new channel. I'm very excited to take you on my journeys.